Any win on the road in conference play is good. Your team had a battle tonight through some adversity, but I know you're happy with the effort here.
Definitely. As you mentioned, we battled through a lot of adversity, but our guys, they hung in there. They showed a lot of composure through injuries. They showed composure through, different swings of the runs they were making. I liked what we did at the end.
What a night for C.J. Kelly. He had 30 when you had some other guys that maybe didn't have their A game. C.J. stepped up. What did he do well tonight?
You know what? He stayed aggressive. I thought he was focused throughout the game. I think he got going early, and once he got going, we kept him going with things we were running, make sure he stayed involved, and I thought he stayed aggressive throughout.
We were only 1 of 7 from 3 in the second half, but, Johnny, we were aggressive driving to the basket at some really nice layups tonight.
No, absolutely. Our guys are capable of doing that. They finish well around the basket, and we got guys that can pull on the floor and get to the hoop. And so the way they were guarding, we wanted to make sure we tried to open some of those seams up and look for opportunities and create for one another, and I thought our guys did a good job of that.
We lost Darius with the ankle injury. Hopefully it's not serious, but thoughts on Jalen Young? He had to come in and give us some quality minutes down the stretch.
I told him at the end of the game, in the locker room in front of the team, I told him, we expect him to do that. He was with us early when we didn't have DJ, and I thought he did a really good job. He was solid for us, and so we expected him to be that, in this game. I'm glad he was ready for this moment, because he hadn't been playing as many minutes due to, our rotations, as of late, but I thought he stepped in immediately, and it was almost like he didn't miss a beat from when he was starting for us.
Johnny, was this a mature one in the sense of you made some runs, they clawed back. In the second half, you're up 9. We had up 8 possession to go up 10, and they cut it back to a one-possession game, and yet your team seemed to have enough, and those veteran guys kind of stepped up. Is this kind of a mature win for your team?
It is, and I definitely would attribute it to our experience. These guys have been in these situations before. They've been up and down in games. They've been up and down late in games, and I think they know how to respond. And again, for us, as we learn in one another, learning our system, I think they're learning how we like to play in these situations. And I thought tonight, epitomized it, how they were able to execute down the stretch and defend it well enough to win.
What do you learn from a road win like this?
Again, I learned that we're capable of winning on the road, which is very important. I think we're capable of playing against different systems. We've been on the road now a few times in true road games, different styles, and I think our guys have been able to adjust to both styles and be very competitive in both games.
We talked before the game, the challenge of the physical game at Houston, and to come here. This got a little chippy tonight at times in this game.
No, I'd expected that. This is league play. Everybody's competing. Everybody's fighting for their lives for the season, and it's going to be that way the entire season. So we need to just embrace that, as I told our players, and just come out and compete for 40 minutes every night.
Maybe we benefit the extra day, but it becomes a short week with next week's schedule. Go back home, an important game against SMU, back-to-back home games, SMU and Memphis. What'll be critical as we head to that game?
Well, what's going to be critical for us is, one, that we get some rest and get healthy. We've been on the road now 2 games in a row, and it can take a toll, so we got to, catch our breath. We got to, see what's going on for our next opponent. We need to study them very well and start preparing a game plan for them. But the main thing is get our legs back up under us when we get back to Orlando and making sure we're prepping our guys the right way so we're ready to go and we got the kind of energy we want to have for our next home game.
Congrats, Coach. Thank you. When Coach introduces you to his mom, we give you time, right? That's important to say hi to Mrs.
Yes.
Dawkins, right?
Mm-hmm.
Congrats. That was a hard-fought game. Before I ask you about your night, just your thoughts on getting that win here tonight.
It was a much-needed win. We feel like we let one go on the road against Houston. And coming in here, losing it would have definitely been a heartbreaker. DJ went down. A few guys are knocked up playing with some injuries. So, that was just a huge win. Shout out to ECU.
Yeah.
Shout out to ECU. Great team, great crowd. They had us on the ropes the whole game, but that was a much-needed win.
What worked well for you offensively tonight?
They're an aggressive team, and I just took what they gave me. Really, that's the best way I can put it. They had great defensive schemes, and I used their aggressiveness against them. They pressured me just to get to the basket and make plays. Definitely for the second half. First half, they let me shoot a lot. And I guess that's what caused my drive for the second half.
Yeah, I thought first half you were hot outside, but I thought not just you, but other guys aggressive to drive to the basket at some really big layups. What did they change defensively, and what did you see that had those lanes open?
Well, for me personally, I did feel like because I hit so many threes the first half, the second half they started getting out on me. So using my pump fake and just using my first step, to get by them, because they started to close out, a little bit. Usually they was playing at the three-point line. Now they were just guarding me chest to chest, so I just took the opportunity to get to the basket.
What about Jalen Young? Got to come in when DJ went down tonight to talk about his key minutes in the stretch of the second half.
See, it's no shocker for us. We know Jalen is a key player to this team. It's like people be like, okay, Jalen's doing well. Like, no, we see this every day. Everybody on our team is starters. That's how our strength is in our numbers. So when Jalen comes in and does that, it's just like, wow, we have so much depth on this team, and when he does that, it's actually fun to see.
All right, it's 64-60. He makes the first. He missed in the second. Take me through the final 6 seconds after that miss. It's a mad scramble there.
It happened so fast because I'm telling Jalen, like, at the top, he's at the top. I'm like, yo, they might try to miss it. And while I'm speaking, you just see him throw the ball, and I'm like, whoa. And that was just a mad scramble, and then, shout out to them for trying to make a gutsy play, and they did get the ball, and, but they didn't go in.
What do you learn from a conference road when you've been around this game long enough? These are hard to get, so you appreciate these, don't you?
Every game in college basketball is hard to get, home or away. But when you're on the road, you have to lock into the details, and every little thing matters. Like I said, shout out to ECU. They're a great team. It's hard. It's really hard to get a road win, in college.
Career high 30. Congrats. Appreciate it, man.
Thank you.